We all want to stay strong as we get older, right? But is there a simple, science-backed way to actually do it? Well, it turns out there is, and it all comes down to what you eat, and maybe more importantly, when you eat it. We're going to talk about something called the 30-gram rule, and trust me, it might just change how you look at every single meal.
So, why do we get weaker as we get older? It's a question pretty much all of us are going to ask at some point. You know the feeling. Maybe opening a jar feels a little tougher than it used to, or getting up off the couch requires a bit more oomph. It's super common, but what's really going on in there? Well, it's a biological thing, and you might be surprised to hear it starts way earlier than you'd guess. Okay, so the scientific name for this is sarcopenia. And get this, the numbers are kind of startling. After you hit 30, you can start losing 3 to 8% of your muscle mass every single decade. That is huge. And it's not just about, being able to lift heavy things. Your muscle is a critical part of your body's engine. And here's the kicker. You can't just fix it by cramming in more protein. Nope. It's actually a lot more complicated than that.
All right, so this brings us to what I think is a fascinating idea, the protein paradox of aging. I mean, we all know the deal, right? Protein equals muscle. It's the building block. So the logical answer should just be eat more protein. Simple. But it turns out, as we get older, our bodies kind of change the rules of the game. Our relationship with protein gets weird. And this is the absolute heart of the matter. It's a concept called anabolic resistance. Basically, it means your muscles get less responsive to the protein you eat. The same scoop of protein powder or piece of chicken that worked wonders when you were younger, well, it just doesn't hit the same way. I love this analogy. It's like your muscles have become hard of hearing. The protein is sending the signal to build, but your muscles just can't hear it as clearly anymore. You've got to speak up. So check this out. You give a younger person, say, 15 grams of protein, boom, their muscles light up, ready to build and repair. It's a strong response. Now, you give that exact same amount to an older person, and the response, it's meh, it's blunted, weaker. The signal just isn't getting through. So if just eating protein isn't the whole answer, then what on earth is? This is where it gets really cool, because researchers have figured out a way to basically shout at those hard-of-hearing muscles so they listen. And it's a super simple but really powerful strategy. The secret isn't just mindlessly eating more protein throughout the day. No, it's about being strategic. It's about being smart with how and when you get that protein. For the longest time, all the advice was about one thing, your total daily protein. Just hit your number for the day and you're good, right? But what if that was missing the point? What if we were focusing on the wrong thing all along? Because the latest science says that approach, it misses the most crucial piece of the puzzle. Because it's not about the total for the day, it's the amount you eat in a single meal. Yep, the magic is in the dose. It's all about giving your body a big, loud, impossible-to-ignore signal at mealtime to flip that muscle-building switch on. Just nibbling on a little protein here and there, it's not gonna cut it. Especially not when our muscles are getting resistant. So, what's that magic dose? Here it is. This is the number you want to burn into your brain. 25 to 30 grams. That's the target. 25 to 30 grams of good, high-quality protein per meal. The research is pretty clear on this. That seems to be the sweet spot. It's enough to shout loud enough to overcome that anabolic resistance and really kickstart muscle growth, whether you're young or old. And the science really hammers this home. The key phrase is maximally stimulates. That's what we're after. But here's the really interesting part. More isn't better. Piling on, say, 50 grams in one meal doesn't seem to give you any extra benefit for building muscle. It's all about hitting that super effective, super efficient sweet spot of around 30 grams. Okay, so what does 30 grams of protein actually look like? Is this some impossible goal? Not at all. It's actually way more doable than you might think. A regular 4-ounce chicken breast or piece of steak? That'll do it. A nice big bowl of Greek yogurt? You're there. If you're plant-based, about 1.5 cups of cooked lentils gets you in the ballpark. And yeah, if you're an egg person, it's about 5 large eggs. The whole point is to see these as real, achievable meals that make every bite count. All right, so we've got the rule, 25 to 30 grams. But why? Why that specific number? What is it about that amount that works like magic? Well, it all comes down to one tiny but incredibly powerful molecule. Think of it like the key that starts the entire muscle-building engine. And that key is an amino acid called leucine. Now, there are a bunch of amino acids, but leucine is the star of the show. It's the lead singer in the protein band. All the other amino acids are there playing their instruments. They're all important. But leucine is the one that grabs the mic and gets the whole party started. So what does our rockstar leucine actually do? Well, it targets something with a very sciencey name, the MTRC1 pathway. Don't worry about the name. All you need to know is this. Think of MTRC1 as the foreman at your body's muscle building factory. He's just standing around, clipboard in hand, waiting for the signal to tell the crew to start working. And leucine? Leucine is the one who runs up and gives him the signal.
So let's walk through the whole thing. It's actually a pretty simple chain of events. Step 1, you eat a meal with that 25 to 30 grams of protein. Step 2, this unleashes a flood of leucine into your system. Step 3, that leucine acts like a key that finds and activates our factory foreman, MPRC1. And finally, step 4, the foreman yells, "All right, let's get to work," and signals for muscle protein synthesis to start. It's this beautiful, perfect little cascade.
Okay, so we've talked about the problem, which is sarcopenia. We've talked about the solution, the 30-gram rule, and we've even looked at the why behind it with our friend leucine. So now let's just put it all together into a super simple game plan that you can literally start with your very next meal. So here's what you really need to remember. First, the problem, sarcopenia, that age-related muscle loss that gets even worse because of anabolic resistance. Second, the rule. Aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein with each meal, not just dinner, but breakfast and lunch too. Third, the trigger, that amazing amino acid leucine, which flips the switch. And that brings us to the big strategy shift. Stop obsessing about your total daily number and start focusing on spreading that protein out evenly across your day. And honestly, if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. A meal is not just fuel, it's an opportunity. Every time you sit down to eat, you have a chance to send a powerful muscle-building signal to your body. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, that's 3 chances every single day to fight back against muscle loss and build the strength you need to thrive, no matter how old you are. So, think about your next meal. What are you going to have? Remember the 30-gram rule, because now you know it's not just about filling your stomach. It's a chance to actively rebuild your body. It's a chance to get stronger. The power is literally on your plate. So the only question left is, what are you going to choose?